Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Watch That Draft. If you do not know what this series is about, I urge you to watch the first episode. Of course, it's about drafting. So today we're going to look at the game between Absolute Legend and Invictus Gaming. And Absolute Legend, a very strong Australian team that had a lot of success when they first appeared on the scene. But after a while, they started falling down a bit. And IG, a Chinese team, also one of these big four, with LGD, eHome, DK, and IG. So AAL is going to start with the Darkseer ban, and Invictus Gaming answers with the Lycan ban. In those two bans, there's really nothing to be said. Lycan is the second most picked banned heroes in the month of June and July in the competitive scene. He has been banned 323 times and only picked 30 times, and he's the second most picked banned heroes. So he has maybe seen played in 8% of the games where he has been picked or banned. And Darkseer, on the other hand, also banned very often. He's the third pick banned heroes in this month of June, July, with 81 time picked and 268 times banned. And why those heroes are actually so high in the list is Lycan came out into Dota 2 and he really suits the current metagame perfectly. He is a very strong pusher, he's a very strong carry, and he also is very hard to shut down, so it's very hard to put the effort to deny the Lycan any sort of farm. He can farm very quickly in the jungle if left unattended. So it's somewhat like having this lone druid. Basically, you know that you have a very strong early pushing power, but the thing of the problem is, with the Lycan, you know that late game it's going to be the same. It's also going to be very strong pushing power. And I don't remember who it was. I think maybe it was Synderin saying that there were two heroes that were very annoying to play against. That basically you could not make a mistake. It was Lycan and an Aghanim Scepter Tiny, because those two heroes, when you lose a team fight, they're just going to take down your Rex instantly. And what Synderin, if it was Synderin, said, it was if you lose a team fight against any sort of other heroes, they will take towers, they will go and pressure your barracks, the Rex, but they will not be able to take it fast enough. While with the Lycan here, or with a Tiny with an Aghanim, your base is gone in like 2 hits. In 2 seconds, you have no more base, and it's gonna be over. So Lycan, one of these heroes who's almost always banned. He's like 92% of the time banned. And Darkseer, on the other hand, is because he actually is very good against the current metagame. With his Wall of Replica and with his Vacuum, he's a pain in the ass to push against. So maybe in the early levels it's gonna be okay. You can push 1 or 2 or 3 towers on the outer, in the outer rim. But once you try to go for the barracks, it's gonna be horribly painful to play against the Darkseer. He's just gonna put down his Wall of Replica, and for 45 seconds at level 16, you're gonna be like, so, I have 45 seconds of delay. Now what do? Do I try and go in and fight my own replicas? Or do I just want to wait it out? And if you wait it out, it's possible that the enemy side who has the Darkseer has heroes that are already dead and that have the time to respawn thanks to this delay. So Darkseer are very annoying to push against, so that is also why he's very often banned. And being a pain in the ass, many players don't want to deal against with him. And even after his Scepter's nerf, because before his Aghanim Scepter was used to be very like annoying. It would create illusion of your own heroes as well on your own team. So you had 10 illusion fighting off in the 10 heroes, and casters would just hate playing casting any games with a Darkseer, because they would just like lay down the microphone and say, okay, this team fight I cannot say anything. There's like too much thing going on. And Invoker ban coming from AL. So Invoker also one of these top pick ban heroes. But before, when he first came out, he was top material like it, always banned, almost always banned. And this was because of his very strong defending power, pretty much like a Darkseer, because of his Wex build, which was a Tornado EMP, and EMP used to hit the units that were inside the tornado. So basically, what he only had to do is he throws the tornado, He throws on the AMP, all the enemy team is out of mana and they cannot push without mana. Plus, the Tornado has such a long range that he did not even have to put himself at risk by doing so. Now, right now, the Invoker for June has been picked 152 times and only banned 187 times. So it's more like 40% pick and 60% ban. And this is because now with the Wex build nerfed, the Invokers have to decide whether they go for Exort or Wex. And Wex still gives them a lot of mobility, a lot of control, but less than before. And the Exort build is less suited for defending. It's more suited for aggressive play, like Sunstrike, coordinated ganks, and he can still push up with the Force Spirits. So he's still a very good hero all around. And Chen, on the other hand, banned by IG. Chen also one of these very pick banned heroes, and he has always been so. In June he has been picked 122 times and banned 219 times, so 30%, 70% normally. And this is because Chen, not only he can push early with his creeps, with his summon, not summon, the control creeps, but also because we have to keep in mind his ultimate, which is basically a free mechanism, and that comes very early into the game because he'll be level 6 in no time if he's in the jungle farming. And this ability to heal your allies makes it so you do not only have to stop at the first tower you push. You push down the first tower, you're mid health, no problem. Chen used the ultimate, you're all full health again, let's go, push down the second tower. And this sustainability is what you do not want to play against when you are actually the one defending. We saw in the second game between World Elite and Invasion Red, I'm talking about this game, I actually casted them, so if you're curious, go look at them on my channel. In the second game between World Elite and Invasion Red, World Elite actually went for a heavy sustain build. And they had one mechanism like 10 minutes into the game, and also something like 4 arcane boots. So they were sitting here, spamming spells, and with an endless amount of mana, because every time the arcane boots would go off cooldown, 4 heroes would pop it, and 500 mana for everyone on the team. Go ahead, throw more mana, and the Invasion Red on their side had no arcane boots at all. So they could trade the blows, and once, twice, but then they were out of mana, and the World Elite team still were full mana. So having this very strong sustainability when you're pushing is really annoying to play against, because you will have to back, and the enemy will take the tower at that time. At that moment where they see that you're out of mana, they will go for it, and you will have to either fight under the tower without mana, or you have to back away and let them take the tower. Same for the Chen. Chen, basically, you exchange blows with your enemies, and then Chen use ultimate, and you're like, shit, they're full HP again, and we're all mid health. What do we do? Do we go for it, or do we back? And AL now banning this Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight, not one of the top pick ban heroes. So we have what you have to see in this Chaos Knight ban is Chaos Knight is very appreciated by the Asian team. In the few games I casted from the Monthly Madness Asia tournament, CK was almost always top pick ban material. Teams like World Elite, World Elite, Invasion Red, and who was it? I forgot I forgot who it was, but basically the CK was really one of those top pick ban heroes. He would get first pick over Darkseer, for example, or Leshrac, who had seen a rise in popularity. And AL is just gonna say, okay, we're playing against a Chinese team. Let's not take this risk. You know, CK may not be very popular in the European scene or the American scene, but we can deal with something like a Prophet, like a Leshrac, because even if they're very powerful heroes and very often picked or banned, they're heroes we very often play against. So we know this hero very well. We know how to play against them. We're used to play against them. This is not the case for CK. CK, you may play against him in pubs, but in the competitive scene, since you do not often play against Chinese or Asian teams, you will not very often play against a CK. So there's things that you may not know as well as, you know, countering a Prophet. It's not going to apply for a CK. So safe route here. We're gonna let some very powerful heroes slip into the pick pool, but we're gonna ban the CK. We do not want to deal with him. And IG entering also with a very interesting ban. It's gonna be the Earthshaker ban. So Earthshaker ban might be for 2 reasons, and it's very, very odd because Earthshaker, we very rarely see him pick as a first, second, or even third pick. we often see him as a 4th or 5th pick. Now, Earthshaker has seen a rise in popularity in the Asian scene at least, and we saw actually World Elite picking the Earthshaker 3 times in a row, played by Luo, and he was being very, very powerful with the Earthshaker as well. So, what's this ban's gonna mean? 2 things. Either IG knows that there's a very good AL Earthshaker player, and in this case it's a target ban. They're saying, nope, you're not gonna play this Earthshaker. Somewhat like, you know, AL banned the CK, saying, nope, IG, we know you're a Chinese team, not gonna let you the CK. So I do not know in AL if there's a very, very powerful ES player. So this is one theory. The second theory is we're gonna go for very pushing heavy hero with summons, like Broodmother, like Prophet, like Enigma. So we're gonna deny the Earthshaker to you. We're not gonna play against this. And the thing is, Earthshaker, not only can he be very powerful against his summon heroes, but he's also a very good hero all around by having this long range initiation with the Fisher, something like 1000 or 1200 range, I forgot the exact number. And so he started up the gank, he started the team fights, he started everything, and he punishes every wrong move you make as a team. If ever you have a wrong positioning, you're actually stacking up with your allies, with the creeps, he's gonna blink in and Echo Slam your ass, and you're gonna be in a whole lot of trouble. So now let's go for the pick phase. Prophet actually making through the pick, through the ban, so he's probably gonna get picked. Prophet, still the first pick ban material, sitting with 350 times pick ban over the last month, and 132 times pick, 223 times banned. And I'm not gonna be surprised if AL actually goes for the Prophets. So yes, Prophets picked. And DS and Lash now in the pool. So DS and Lash also 2 very strong heroes. No, not DS, sorry. DS is bad. Leshrac and Windrunner in the pool. So let's see what IG is gonna answer for the Nature Prophet. So Nature Prophet, very mobile. Can fit this metagame very well with his chance to push. With this teleport to go on any lanes that is free. And ultimate that also push back the enemy lanes. And you know, just very versatile all around. You want to play a Nature Prophet support? Go for a Mechanism, go for an Urn, go for a Force Staff, it works. Want to go for DPS? Go for a Desolator, it works as well. And go for the pushing build, go for Necronomicon. Everything can be built on a Prophet almost. You're gonna go for a Chinese farm build, you can also go for the Hand of Midas and the Aghanim Scepter. So now IG is gonna answer with the Queen of Pain and Shadow Demon pick. Queen of Pain, Shadow Demon pick, not in the top 10 pick bans, but Queen of Pain in the Asian scene almost always picked or banned. She's one of those heroes that in the Asian scene we always see. So Queen of Pain, not surprisingly, as a first or second pick, and Shadow Demon also picked, and Shadow Demon also not in these you know, very top pick ban. But the reason behind this is a Shadow Demon, when he first came out, everyone was like, Shadow Demon's gonna be actually raking havoc in the competitive scene. And it was not the case. Teams actually experimented with Shadow Demon, and very little success. You know, some teams actually made it out, but others were just dropping the Shadow Demon and saying, let's go back to our usual Crystal Maiden support or something like this. And Shadow Demon now seeing a rise in popularity. The players have figured out how to really play him well, and he's just now he's a very good hero. Usually we saw him picked against the anti-mage, and even against other enemy carry heroes, he's very annoying because disruption in the late game is gonna create 2 illusions of an enemy or ally hero that deals 80% of his damage each. So that's 160% of his damage output coming out from the illusions. And that means that you have a hero that is farmed up, that is a very strong carry heroes, fine, I'm gonna turn that against you. It's the same as the Morphling replicate you know, mentality. You have a very strong anti-mage, I'm just gonna replicate your anti-mage. And then, let's see who's laughing now. You have 2 carry heroes against you. The carry hero from my team, and the illusion because of your hero. Same for Shadow Demon. And Shadow Demon, this power coming late game is just very strong. And plus, the curse that he lands actually is percentage based, so it's as powerful late game as it is in early game, even more, because late game your damage output will you know, often be way higher than your you know, resistance. You'll be able to kill enemies very fast, but you'll also die very fast. So having 50% on your augmented damage on your head, you're gonna die in an instant. So you're just gonna melt away. Shadow Demon Curse, very good late game, and not to mention his Purge, his ultimate, the Purge. It goes through BKB. It does not deal any damage, but it will slow the enemy. And what that means is, example, you have an enemy anti-mage. He's trying to go on you, you purge him. He has the BKB, doesn't matter. You purge him through the BKB, and he's gonna be slowed to a crawl. He cannot do anything. He cannot touch you. You're just gonna run away. And either he wastes 4 seconds waiting for the slow to come out, or he has to blink. And if he blinks, in the case where he blinks, it's 6 seconds where he does not have any more blinks. And anti-mage without a blink is very often a dead anti-mage if you actually get to stun and go on him, focus him down. So Shadow Demon also very good pick. But that means that Leshrac is still in the pool, Windrunner is still in the pool, and Broodmother, Enigma, Enchantress also. Lone Druid and Beastmaster picked up by the Radiant team. So Beastmaster, a very good hero against these blinking, annoying blinking heroes with high mobility. Beastmaster's ultimate has a very long single target stun, so basically rooting the enemy down and saying, no, you're not blinking around with me. And 3 to 4 seconds at level 16, 4 seconds of a stun is plenty of time to take down the Queen of Pain. She's not that tanky. Blinking heroes rely on mobility, not tankiness. So that means if they're caught up and they cannot blink, they're gonna be dead. So Lone Druid pick, we actually see that very often now. The Lone Druid with his pushing potential as well as his late game carry potential with his bear, very annoying hero to play against. And because he's gonna rush up that Radiance very often, and with this Radiance, he's just gonna burn up your support heroes. And as the sooner he gets this Radiance, the more powerful it will be. Because although some some heroes like I do not know, like your Broodmother, or no, not really Broodmother, but imagine you have a Tide against you, and the Tide can just tank up the Radiance burn. But someone like a Shadow Demon, he's a support hero. He has no items, and his base HP is shit, shit. So he's just gonna melt down if he stands around with the bear. So either he has to run away and let his ally, in danger, or he has to stand here and take the burn damage from the Radiance. So Lone Druid, very annoying hero. And from what we see there, AG actually picks a Broodmother, so that might be the reason why they banned the Earthshaker. But something that we have to keep in mind is it's very strange still, because Broodmother was picked in the third slot by IG, and after the third pick by IG, there is no more pick from AL. It's going back to a ban phase, so they could have banned the Earthshaker afterwards. So maybe they were afraid that the Earthshaker would be picked in one of the 3 first slots, and that they would have to forsake the Broodmother. Maybe they have a game plan already in mind, and they think we want to go for this. So Broodmother is going to be solo lane, putting pressure with his Spiderlings, and he's just going to be very annoying to play against. Because he can push on his own on the side lane. And right now what we see is very strong ganking power coming from IG, the Queen of Pain mobility with the nukes, and the Shadow Demon, one of the best heroes to set up the ganks with the disruption and purge. So basically Disruption sending an enemy in the air for 2.5 seconds, and his ally have to either choose to abandon their allies and saying, okay, you're dead guy, you're dead dude, see ya, or they have to fight on the ground the Shadow Demon chose. It's like, I'm disrupting you here, you guys, you have to stand here to help him, or he will go down on his own. And it's not gonna be under a tower or anything. He won't be able to run away. So Absolute Legend is following up with the Enigma ban. So Enigma, very good jungler, also adding up to the pushing power of the summons. So AL saying, okay, we do not want any of this, let's just ban the Enigma. And Invictus Regaming answering with a Venomancer ban. So Venomancer, very strong, a very annoying hero to push against. He's just gonna spam up these wards. If you watch the World Elite games against Invasion Red, you'll see that every time almost they ban the Venomancer, the team which is trying to push is going to be the team who is trying to ban the Venomancer, because the Venomancer wards are immune to magic, so you cannot kill them with AoEs. You have to actually manually right-click them down. And he can just see that, okay, you want to push my top tower, teleporting top and putting tons of ward, and you're just going to be here right-clicking the wards or right-clicking the towers, but meanwhile my wards are just going to take down your creeps. And without the creeps, you're going to be fighting the tower alone, And AL going for an Enchantress ban. So here we see that they're actually, rather than going against the summon heroes, going for banning the jungle heroes. So Chen and Lycan banned by IG, and AL banning the Enigma and the Enchantress plus the Darkseer. So there's really no more good jungling hero left. So Nature Prophet also picked up the Absolute Legend, so they'll not be able to jungle with this Nature Prophet. And what's IG gonna go for? Maybe they're gonna go like IG, like War Delete and Invasion Red, and go for AA ban, because AA can really, delay those push with his ultimate, global ultimate, and also this very annoying debuff that prevents the enemy from healing when they're under this debuff. So countering any kind of early mechanism coming out from the IG side. So what are they gonna go for? Are they gonna ban the AA or not? So laning wise, so they're gonna go for the Panda. Panda, when he came out, top pink bad material, but now he has fallen out of favor. People have started to understand how to play against a good Panda. Somewhat like a Night Stalker in the first international. He was wreaking havoc, and then in the few months that followed, people just understood how to really counter and play against the Night Stalker. So he was still picked, but more like a niche pick. So Panda saying, nope, I do not want to play against your Panda. Very annoying hero, so we're not gonna risk it. Tidehunter going up, a very good pick against the Broodmother. There are two heroes that can really annoy Broodmother in her lane. One is Tidehunter, one is the Sen King. Because Tidehunter has its Anchor Smash and Sen King has Caustic Finale, so they can take down the they can turn the fact that Broodmother has tons of Spiderling against them. Tidehunter with this is gonna farm tons of Spiderling if Broodmother is using this. And Leshrac picked by IG, so finally Leshrac picked. Very late Leshrac pick, but Leshrac and Shadow Demon, very common combo. Shadow Demon setting up the stun with the disruption, and Leshrac just has to follow up. They just have to get the timing right, because Leshrac, the problem of Leshrac stun is his cast time is horrible. His cast time is like something like 1.5 seconds. He's lifting his arm in the air, and then he has to wait for the Earthplate to come out. So this problem solved by Shadow Demon. So you're probably going to see Shadow Demon and Leshrac on the same lane. Queen of Pain and Broodmother soloing. And either jungler, but I doubt there's going to be any jungler. So either, third for Tri-Lane. And Tinker picked by AL, so very weird team composition. They have, they're not going to go for early push with this. And they have one late game hero and pretty much good hero all around for early to mid to late game. Tidehunter with this, ultimate, and that has a very good ability in the team fight, followed by Tinker's March of the Machine for AoE, and the Wild Axe from the Beastmaster, plus the fact that you'll have a Radiant Spare and ultimate from the Prophet bouncing around. So a good amount of AoE damage coming out from the Radiant, nothing like the Dire side though. And Tinker very good for nuking as well, very mobile team with the Prophet plus the Tinker. So two of them can teleport anywhere they want, anytime they want, pretty much anywhere, even for the Tinker, because he can teleport on the Beastmaster Hawk or Boar, or on the Nature Prophet's Trance. So anytime Beastmaster want to get a gank, he ults someone, stuns him for 4 seconds, Prophet teleports in, Tinker teleports in, is going to be a kill. So very good very good ganking here as well. But on the Invictus side, it's also very strong for ganking. We have a Queen of Pain with the high mobility. We have the Shadow Demon, also very good for ganking. Considered he has a Leshrac with him, he's also going to be able to follow up. And Leshrac and Queen of Pain, tons of AoE damage. Plus, he forces, and Night Stalker picked up by IG. So Night Stalker also a very good ganking heroes. So they're gonna look for basically picking off heroes left and right. And they're going to be able to do so because if Broodmother stay alone on the lane, that means that every time they will need someone against Broodmother. Otherwise, Broodmother is just going to take down towers after towers, and she's just going to stay there and farm. So they will at least need one hero to stay on the Broodmother lane to actually counter the Broodmother. But that also means that they cannot really have 5-man support against a Night Stalker Queen of Pain gank. and they might even look for the lane where you know, the Tinker, not the Tinker, the guy who's playing against Broodmother is. So laning wise, how is that gonna turn down? So very probably the Broodmother and Queen of Pain are gonna solo lane, and we're gonna have a tri lane top. So Broodmother bottom lane, Queen of Pain middle, and tri lane top, and probably those two roaming, you know, tri lane, semi tri lane. And for the Radiant side, we have four heroes able to solo actually. If they put the Tidehunter against the Broodmother, the Tidehunter can solo just well. But considering that they have no support hero except for Tidehunter, I guess that Tidehunter isn't gonna solo. It's very rare that I don't think Tinker or Beastmaster is gonna solo, so gonna support. So very probably Prophet in the jungle, and we're gonna have Beastmaster and Beastmaster on the hard lane, and we have the Lone Druid also soloing, and Tidehunter supporting Tinker, I guess. So probably this, and we're just gonna see this afterwards. So let's jump into the game very quickly, and there's a pose. So let's jump a bit further. So still posed there. So we see Musica top lane, so he's gonna have a very hard time, and it's gonna be okay. So for the moment, it's only a dual lane with the IG Demon supporting the Queen of Pain middle, and we're gonna have Shatan middle on the Lone Druid, and Musica top with the Beastmaster. But I think Shadow Demon he has a ward, so he's probably going to block this creeps on. And the main advantage of a Beastmaster soloing top lane is that he can pull these creeps and the ancients, and then when he has a huge stack, he's gonna come in with a soul ring or any bottle, something, and he's gonna kill the entire stack and get his levels. Because top lanes, he's not gonna get any level against his Nursoker plus the Leshrac. He's just gonna die if he tries to do anything. And bottom lane, we have a Tinker against the Broodmother with the Tidehunter support. So Tinker is gonna be quite fine. Normally, Tinker has a lot of trouble against Broodmother, but if Tidehunter stays around with the Anchor Smash, he's just gonna be fine. And Nature Prophet is indeed going to be jungle. So let's just watch quickly if something changes. Nope. So that is exactly what they do. So we see poor Musica here sitting 2 minutes into the game, level 1, and cannot do anything. And Shadow Demon, you know, pulling the creeps, so pulling here, pulling here. So Shadow Demon semi-jungling, same with Leshrac, and Nasuka have free fire on top. So I'm not gonna show you the end of this game. I'm gonna cast it later on. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this watch that draft video.